Welcome to the Blockbusters podcast, where we talk all about the latest Minecraft news and updates. Today, we'll be covering all the 1.19 snapshots that we missed, starting from 22W13A to 22W15A. So stick around to the end so you don't miss any of it. Enjoy!
Okay, so starting off with the first snapshot, 22W13A, which adds the Allay, which as you all know was selected by the Minecraft community in the 2021 mob vote. These peaceful mobs collect all the surrounding items that match the item they are holding. Allays also have another cool feature where they actually tend to like a player who hands them an item, and then they collect the item to the player. Another cool feature is that if the Allay hears a note block play, that note block becomes the Allay's favorite note block for 30 seconds. The Allay will stay near that note block for the duration of the time and bring its collected items to the note block instead of the player. Interacting with an Allay with an empty hand will remove the item the Allay is holding. If you're wondering where you can find these mystical creatures, they're actually spotted in pillager outposts and woodland mansions.
Yeah, so it's really cool to see such an interesting mob added by the community in the past mob vote. The Allay wasn't actually the mob I wanted to win though, and I know a lot of people are gonna diss me, but I actually wanted the Glare to win. I know, I thought it was cute at the time, and even though it's kind of useless, what mob did you guys want to win?
So I think this mob vote, in my opinion, had some really difficult choices.
Yeah, I agree.
But I actually wanted the Copper Golem to win because I think copper has really no use other than its unique oxidation feature and its, spyglass. And I think it just, overall would have added to copper's value.
So the mob I chose was the winner, the Allay. I think it is very useful for farms and for finding stuff you lost, and it looks super cool, so you could keep it as a pet. But overall, I think this mob vote was a far better outcome than the last one.
Wow, so everyone has mixed opinions about which mob they wanted added. I'm not mad that the Glare didn't get added, because to be honest, I loved all the mobs, and I would have been fine with any. I'm happy the Allay got picked. Alright, moving on to a new feature, the Boat with Chest. The Boat with a Chest lets you bring more stuff on your boating adventures, and if you're in the boat, you can press the open inventory key to access the chest's contents. If you're in a boat, shift right-click to access the chest contents, and if you break the boat, the chest contents will spill out, like other chests. The boat with the chest works like a regular chest with droppers, hoppers, and all the blocks that interact with chests. Like other chests, opening a boat chest or breaking the boat chest will anger piglins since they think all chests belong to them. Wow, I don't think I've ever said chests that many times in a sentence. Moving on to the next snapshot, 22W14A, adding clay renewability, echo shards as a new item, as well as the recovery compass. So about this clay renewability, if you place mud above a block that has pointed dripstone underneath, the water will eventually drip out of the mud, turning it into clay. I think that's a very useful feature for those who need a lot of clay and have a lot of mud.
So next up, we have a brand new biome that is added. It's the mangrove swamp, which is located in more warmer and more humid places where you normally find a swamp biome. There's also a new type of tree that is water adapted, and it spawns held up by lots of its roots. It's called the mangrove tree. The base of this biome is coated with a thick layer of mud, so be sure to pack your best boots. You will have a very nice boat ride going under and around the larger-than-life roots of the mangrove trees. There's moss carpet that is generated on top of the mangrove tree roots to give it a more nicer look. The Wandering Pater will now spawn sometimes and offers saplings for sale, also called propagules.
Digging down to the deep dark biome, we have a completely new compass, unlike any compass we've ever seen before. It's called the recovery compass, which is actually really interesting because it points out to the last place you died, which will be really helpful if you're trying to defeat the Warden, unless, of course, you're in hardcore, which defeats the purpose. If you're not in the dimension you last died, or you haven't died yet in your world, for hardcore, it will randomly spin around. It can be crafted with one compass surrounded by 8 echo shards, which can be found in ancient city chests, but but are very rare to find.
So, new features in Snapshot 22W15A, starting off with 3 new advancements, which is very exciting. The first advancement is called When the Squad Hops into Town, for getting each frog variant on a lead.
The next advancement they added is the Sneak 100 advancement, which is a pretty cool reference. You get it for sneaking near a skulk sensor or the Warden to prevent it from hearing you.
So another achievement they added is Birthday Song. So this actually has something to do with the Allay, which I think is pretty cool that they found a way to incorporate that for an achievement. It's actually delivering a cake to a note block, as I explained earlier, with a note block and like that stuff. They added on to another achievement called How Did We Get Here, which adds the new darkness effect to that.
Now some new features added to the Warden. If you thought the Warden was hard enough, well, it just got 10 times harder. They added a new ranged attack to the Warden. Building up high, hiding behind walls, or being out of range of their powerful melee attack will cause the Wardens to switch to their ranged attack. Their rib cages will open up to shriek a sonically charged range attack that can penetrate walls. In the game files, the effect is actually called Sonic Boom, which is a nice reference to Sonic. A new feature to the Allays is that they actually have natural regen of 2 health per second, so if you accidentally hit your Allay and you don't really want it to die, then it will regen, so that's nice. The main menu background now shows a new wild update panorama, which is of the mangrove swamps. You can see frogs and boats with chests, so it hints to a lot of the new features. A previous change to note blocks that only woolen wool carpets would block the sounds has been reverted. Wardens can now sniff you from farther away. The vertical range of Wardens get angry at the target while sniffing is now 20 blocks instead of 6, which is a big difference.
Before we end, what do you guys think about all these changes?
Well, I think they added lots of cool new biomes instead of like keeping it kind of basic and just adding like a couple items. And I really liked the kind of feature where they made it the Warden had a range attack, kind of makes it like a boss
Makes it more
battle.
intense.
And yeah, and less like cheesy than
Yeah,
the
it's gonna be
like
really
an Iron
hard.
Golem.
Yeah, it's gonna be really hard to like hide from the Warden. If he's like sneaking up, you can't just like pillar up anymore. You can't hide behind any walls.
Yeah, I like how they also added a new effect to it, which makes that How Did We Get Here much harder to achieve, because you need the Warden to get that effect.
And you can't just like trap the Warden in a box like you may do with like a Elder Guard
Yeah.
or something, because it can hit you through those walls. So I'm really excited to see how people come up with a way to stop that and prevent that from happening. So let us know what you guys think about the new snapshots in the comments below. We'll be happy to hear what you guys have to say about it.
Thank you guys so much for listening to the second episode of the Blockbusters podcast. We hope you enjoyed.
If you guys enjoyed this very informative episode, then help us out by sharing the podcast with your friends or family.
We would really appreciate it if you like and subscribe with notifications on, because we will be trying to post every week with each new snapshot of 1.19 and beyond. So, yeah.
And I guess we'll see you in the next episode. Bye, guys.
Bye.